Okay, this is from another documentary. Now this I consider to be extremely informative. This documentary simply presents the artifact and the sources, and doesn't just, throw a bunch of conclusions and dramatic footage and long speeches at you, right? This is called the Klaus Dona Chronicles. Secret. What was it? Secret World 1, available on Amazon Prime. Also, The World of Forbidden Archeology, which is really an interesting field, if you can consider it that. This is the Villamar treasure. I've never heard of this artifact, but this is really interesting, and I do believe that it relates to the Black Knight satellite.
The strangest artifact from La Mana, the pyramid with the shining eye. The pyramid has 13 steps, exactly the same like you can see on the US $1 note. And the inlay of the eye is gray, and only under black light the eye is shining very, very strong and strange. On the bottom of this pyramid is in gold inlay the Orion constellation, and in an unknown writing which we found all over the world, the translation concerning Professor Kurt Schildmann, the former president of the German Linguistic Association.
Source?
The Son of the Creator comes. This stone is connected to the pyramid. You see a man sitting on a stone holding the pyramid. On his head is a flat helmet and a kind of antenna showing up to an illuminated in-carving piece. And from his eyes are going rays to do both man.
Okay, so we have the pyramid depicted on the one side. It's professionally done, you'd say, right? At great cost, and using some unknown method, correct? And on the opposite side, we've got very amateurishly done, scratched into the surface, what does appear to be a person with some kind of power or something coming out of their eyes, and some sort of antenna, and something up above which they appear to be communicating with. I would say that those rays are not illumination. I would speculate that those are frequencies being sent out, satellite frequencies, right, to communicate with this person. So I speculate that this artifact depicts the battle of good and evil on this planet. And I do speculate that this is the Black Knight satellite, and that this person represents the saints destroying the evil in the world, able to communicate with the satellite. Now this is just a speculation.
The helmet shown on this engraving was found also in La Mana. Here you can see the helmet. We were not able yet to do a material analysis on the helmet, what kind of material it is. These are other very strange pieces from the same area, La Mana in Ecuador.
Source, so that you can look it up yourself.
While a gold digging area in an underground tunnel. You see here the pyramid, and in the center of the pyramid is an inlay, most probably a precious stone, and exactly the area of the inlay is very much magnetical, as you can see here.
So there are several artifacts like this with the magnetics, and see if we can move forward a little bit here. Okay, now they're going to show here the artifacts under blacklight.
Because we selected out of 50 drawings this spiral with the same colors on black ground for our logo for the Unsolved Mysteries exhibition, but we did not know anything about these pieces from Ecuador at that time. Here another 7 line inlays.
So, I mean, if you didn't really catch that, what they are saying, these people that made this documentary, is that they did use one of these symbols on an Unsolved Mysteries episode as their logo, right? But then they are not using them anymore, right? Because now they understand what they mean, okay? So this happens. We take their symbols sometimes, and then we realize, oh my gosh, you know, what it really means.
Perfect circles.
These are not good artifacts. These do not represent good things.
Black light. That's another one.
Well, they represent knowledge, but it's not intended for good people. This is hoarded knowledge.
Again, the plate with the star constellation and the 2 men looking up to the sky.
So again, with a
on the black light.
there's the Triangulum constellation. Triangulum is a Mandela for me. That constellation didn't exist on my world, and I laughed and laughed when I first saw this, because I thought, you know, you can find 3 stars that are fairly equidistant like this and call it a triangle anywhere in the sky. It could be bigger or smaller, right? Just, I don't know, crazy. It's a Mandela for me, this constellation.
The plate is a kind of jade. This is a granite stone helmet with inlays. You can put it on your head, on your shoulders, or you can lay down your head.
Note there's constellations in all of these artifacts.
The cobra head under black light. 7733.
Numbers. If anyone knows what that symbol is, it sort of resembles Leo, but it's not quite exactly. I'm not sure what that is, but I know I've seen it before.
Inlays, also shining under black light, showing the so-called dog star.
This could be the satellite also.
The dolphin head under black light.
Not sure that's a dolphin light.
The big cup with star constellation under black light. This is the Kundalini under black light.
So I get a bad feeling when I look at a lot of these artifacts, because they were probably used in a bad way. The large cup that they just showed came with 12 little cups that were similar, like a set. Okay, so I do recommend this series. It looked like it was going to be a series, but it turned out there's only one available on Amazon Prime, the Klaus, Dona Chronicles, The Knowledge of the Forever Time. Okay, so I'm not sure why I can't find any of the other episodes on Amazon, but I was looking at Black Knight Satellite anyway. So anyway, I love you guys. God bless you. There's your two things that I was looking at recently on the Black Knight Satellite, and I will continue to look into this because I do feel that it's important. It's taken from a horrible piece of propaganda for their disclosure network called The Knowledge of the Forever Time, Part 6, the Black Knight Satellite. And this is available on Amazon. It is available at Amazon Prime, which I paid for, and so therefore should have some educational rights to show.
Our world is covered with not one or two satellites. Instead, there are hundreds.
Here's your propaganda.
They swarm across every inch of our world, and their primary function is to allow communication and to bridge one end of the earth to another. Without them, we would be instantly
propaganda.
cut off from the continents.
We never see them. Never see them in NASA screenshots, right? Never.
Would end. Then again, why would an alien race place a communication satellite around our world? What?
Okay, so just briefly here, I've watched 30 minutes, and it's a freaking unbearable, this documentary. The propaganda, the knocking down of God, the Holy Spirit, the knocking down of the Holy Spirit, the talk about the unification of the good gods and the evil gods into one God, right? And the glorification of the pyramid and all of their other symbols. I've seen glorification of several of their symbols in this series. But let's just see what they have to say, because we can use lies when we see them to help us to discern what the truth might be.
Would be the motivation, and what could this mean? The answer is GMOs.
And that doesn't look like the Black
Knight. Today
our world
is slowly being saturated with a creation called GMOs. It stands for genetically modified organisms. A scientific creation that alters the DNA composition of the foods we eat, such as grains, fruits, and vegetables. And yet they can also be used to alter animal DNA, which also becomes the food we eat. Aliens have also created GMOs, and unbelievably, they are found on this earth, and they are found in every nation.
Okay, so here's part of your deception, right? They're talking about the Black Knight satellite, yet their computer representation here is completely unlike it, right? This is kind of their way of obtaining our consent. When we believe something like this, we can look at a misrepresentation and yet we still choose to believe it, right? We're consenting to believe the lie.
A GMO is thought to be a near copy of a natural organism that is found to be a natural part of our world. However, the DNA manipulation of these organisms prove that there is nothing natural about it. And yet, it is a path that we must walk, for it will lead us to accept a horrifying truth.
Evil, evil, evil.
The Black Knight satellite was discovered in 1899, and everyone doubted its validity, because we had no idea what a satellite was or what one would be used for. This strange alien signal became even more powerful during the 1920s and the 1930s.
Believe me, I've been studying this and studying this. There are photos that they could be showing here. Photos of shadows and photos of the satellite itself. Very good photos, some of them.
And the question that should arise in the mind of every human being is, what was happening on our Earth during this period? And who were they contacting? Gather yourselves and still your hearts.
Oh, so dramatic.
For what is to come is the end of all doubt.
Yes, you're the ultimate authority, Mr. Documentarian.
The reason an alien satellite signal was prevalent throughout the 1920s and the 1930s is because a new form of alien GMO was being uncovered. Only we had no idea what an alien GMO would actually look like. A satellite provides communication.
Yep.
And in 1928, an alien signal was received, and an alien GMO was uncovered. What you are about to see is a film made in 1928. a film that would have no relevance in our world were it not for a satellite. Look. Closer. Closer. This is a cell phone. That which we believe to be a woman is actually a GMO, a genetically modified organism in the appearance of a human being. Like grain, wheat, fruits, and not for a satellite.
Let's look at this lady again here.
Look.
That's interesting.
Closer. Close.
Yeah, what is that? Could be a complete lie, right? Bear this in mind. We're trying to discern what their lie is here.
It's a cell phone. And that
Nobody else
which
is
we
looking
believe
at
to
her
be a
like
woman
she's doing something
is
strange.
actually a GMO. A genetically modified
No one
organism
look at the people next to
in the
her like, oh
appearance
yeah,
of a
that's
human
normal.
being. Like grain, wheat, fruits, and vegetables, we also can be genetically modified
Oh my
and
god.
modified to serve an alien purpose.
Oh my god.
This film is recorded 10 years later in 1938. And notice an alien GMO.
Okay. I don't know. But why, then nobody's looking at her like she's doing something odd. Yeah. Just keep in mind, guys. I look at their stuff because I want to know what their lies are.
Look among the crowd.
I need to know that.
Closer. This too is a GMO. And this is also
I think we all know what they're
a cell
leading
phone.
up to here. Equating peoples to food.
The reason the Black Knight satellite was so active during the 1920s and 1930s was because they were communicating with their human counterpart on this earth. Human.
Yeah, so that part of it may be true, that it's communicating with its human counterpart. But I believe that this documentary was created to, as a lie. The enemy would love to lay claim to the satellite, right? I believe this is going to be part of the lie. I believe that they may say that we are communicating with the satellite and that we may be evil, right? Or that we may be aliens.
And yet they are genetically modified, and they walk, talk, and live among us. They are also indistinguishable from human beings. The unenlightened of our world will always ask, if these alien beings are so intelligent, why don't they just show themselves? Why don't they just come down here, reveal themselves, and just speak to us?
Because they're fake.
These
It's
films
taking you all
prove
this
how
time to
superior
fake
they
them.
are to us.
Because you
because
couldn't
they are
fake
doing
a
just
fake
that.
cell phone video like this
even
in
more, They are
1950
guiding
or
our
whatever.
world and guiding it to an inevitable end.
Okay, yeah. So, additionally, they are claiming that the world is going to be completely destroyed in this documentary and that we are all going to die, right? That theory that, as presented in this documentary, is that all of the religions will be united into one, right? And then we will all die. Yeah, disclosure network, right? Aliens come down, aliens are going to unite all of our religion. We're going to enjoy it
They
and
can
love
walk
it and
among
be
us
so happy and then
talk
all
in plain
die.
sight, and no one would ever know who they are or what they are doing. It is a powerful reality that we must confront, and we must also accept it. Because if we don't, there won't be an earth to come back to. A cell phone is linked.
Okay, so now the lie that I just told you is evolving, correct? Just within one piece. People don't notice this type of programming, but start out with a small lie and and just keep building on it until you get to the end of the show, right? So now it's going to be accept this new one world religion or the world will be totally destroyed. You see how this lie is going to go?
To a satellite.
Disclosure network. You want to know
provides
what they're going to
communication.
plan, what they're planning to
And knowing
do.
this and understanding it will take us into the great beyond.
They're telling us their
and
plans.
The deepest part of the cosmos.
They tell us. So
This
if we avoid their propaganda, we have basically consented to let them continue because we have turned away to such an extent that we just allow it to go on, right? We can't turn away from evil. We can't turn and hide our eyes from it. We can't hide our ears from it, not hear it. We can't be like the monkeys, right?
small kernel of knowledge actually opens the expanse of the cosmos, because it opens our minds. And once we see what is possible, we then can achieve it. On the other hand, we cannot leap ahead until we understand where we come from. Once we understand this, we will understand our greatest human question: the purpose of life. 10,000 years ago, the Egyptians were leaving us clues. And 5,000 years ago, the Sumerians and Babylonians did the same. They wrote, they painted, they chiseled, and they did everything they could to help us.
No, this is so
Each
dumbed
prehistoric
down.
and ancient civilization tirelessly devoted their lives to leaving us clues in paint, in metal, and in rock. They did this in hopes that one of us would be born who could actually understand it. Unfortunately, all of these peoples and their nations who tirelessly gave their lives all died with
Nasty.
hope. A hope that we would become
Evil,
wise
evil.
and wise enough
Evil stuff.
to change.
You notice the equating of humans to food? People that look like humans, supposedly. Yeah. Alright. I guess that's enough of this baloney. I'll just end it on this. Look at that. Look at that evil. Oh my God. Yeah. I do say, pay attention. Pay attention. Beware. Know your enemy.
Great teachers that we had on this earth. Knowing them is more important than anything else on this planet.
There's
This
a
is
lie,
Easter
right?
Island.
Right? A lie about teachers. Follow no man except Jesus, all right? You don't need any other person to tell you what's true. You know it in your heart, The truth is within. It's within and all around us. Remember the logos, all right? Not the logos, the logos. If you go into this kind of research with full knowledge, you're not adding to their negative energy, all right? You're helping to dispel it by putting it out, bringing it to the light. Because the way that the evil has been able to continue is, first of all, through secrecy. And it's very easy to keep things secret. I mean, I'm sure all of you have kept secrets, right? It's very easy to do that if everyone around you is ignoring what you're doing. Okay? So that's what they do. Everything that they do, you know, is designed to distract you from what they're actually doing if you're paying attention, or it's just designed to scare you to such an extent that you won't pay attention. So that gives them power. I think when you ignore them, in my personal opinion, that gives them power. But I also want to say, and I know that a lot of this knowledge can be very disturbing, and I understand that. And my channel is only intended for those people who are looking for this type of information, who feel that they need to, and they want to know what the enemy is doing, and they want to try to find the lies. So I hope you guys can understand that. I am in no way trying to add to their energy, alright? I love you guys. If it gives you negative, you know, feelings, negative energy, that's totally understandable. And, you know, when I only get 20 views on a long video and it's going into occult knowledge, I understand why there are so few. And like I said, that's, you know, that's fine with me. My channel is not intended for a whole bunch of views. It's intended as a resource for those who want to learn more, right, about the enemy. So I love you guys, and just, you know, don't be afraid. God is with us. God has a plan. God has chosen us, and He doesn't make mistakes. Alright? I love you guys. God bless you. Hi guys. Alright, my front yard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hi there. Hi dear. Hi little guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Don't eat my bush. Hi. You're smart, huh? Look at you. There they go. Over there. Yeah, better go. Hi. Yeah, you better go. Look at your weird legs. Look at your weird body.